재미냐 해요.
알고 가는 거 알고 있어요. 뭐다 딸기.
không không nào có gì rớt quay sáng lõm tỏ đó đấy áp một mùa nào.
I don't think they'll lack for confidence, Paris Saint-Germain, if it does go to penalties. They've won trophies, 3 of them this season on penalties in shootouts. Super Cup against Spurs, Intercontinental Cup against extremely good down there. Safanov, it's a head in your hands moment for Timber, but just didn't quite break for them there, the Gunners.
Safanov showed him that near post. Look at his position there. Tell you what, arms into that left-hand side.
Tell you what, the keeper, if they do go to penalties, when they play Flamengo and Intercontinental, he takes 4 of them. Ryan's not faced one until the Dembele one. So, I'll tell you. Putting yourself in that pressure moment. Penalties and cup finals are different from normal penalties, facing normal penalties. As they did well, here's Zubimendi. Side running out to decide it before spot kicks. Declan Rice. Goes Gabriel. Still Victor Gyökeres. Deflected all right. It's a corner. I just wonder where that would have ended up. That had not been deflected.
You can just see him up for him. He come on to his right side. He was trying for half a yard. Crying out for half a yard. He got it.
There would be a certain symmetry if Arsenal win the Champions League for the first time from a corner with pretty much the last attack of the match. Based on what we've seen from them this season. This is their moment. It doesn't matter how you win it. Can this be the moment for Arsenal? They've been so good from corners all season. It's been such a big part of their game.
Just go through this one into the side netting.
The Arsenal fans wait. There's a whole host of players around Safanov, in it goes. It's held up into the air by Bradley Barkula. Safanov gets a piece of it. It's not away, it is now. Rice belts it back in. They were leaping up off the Arsenal bench. This is back in, and they're going to get. Are they getting another one? No, it's a goal kick. And I think that might take us to penalties.
The drama's unbelievable, it is.
That's it. So for the 12th time in the history of the competition, we will need a penalty shootout to decide who wins the Champions League. Kai Havertz for Arsenal, Ousmane Dembele for Paris Saint-Germain, and Laura, it's all come down to penalties.
The Arsenal fans in the stadium can barely handle the pressure at the moment. We go to penalties in the Champions League. But these two teams have always given everything, but it felt like it got a little bit like they lost their energy in that second half there. You can understand why.
Yeah, there were some tight legs out there. Arsenal gave so much to get into a position that they did. And then it looked like they ran out of energy a little bit, but they've done so much to get this far.
But now we go to penalties, and when you look at the two teams, do you feel like PSG have taken a lot of their penalty takers, their first choice penalty takers off, Martin?
Obviously, we've taken Odegaard, Havertz off as well, so there's a bit of that where he needed to stay in the game. I just thought I'm really proud of what the team has done today. We're playing against PSG, given absolutely no chance in this match to succeed and do well, and it's still in their hands. And maybe this guy we're looking at now, he becomes the hero. He's getting information. He'll know where the guys are going to be taking these penalties. I think what you're going to be doing when you're taking this is go up and be clear in your mind. Pick your spot, have that calmness about you. It's a big situation. I'm just wondering which end it's going to take place at, because obviously that is very critical. I remember you losing the UEFA Cup final in 2000. We were at the other team's end and it played a massive part in that. So we'll wait to see on that one.
I don't want to be shooting towards the PSG fans because they have been double loud all game. Brian's just been the star of the show all season, really. The most number of clean sheets. Can he be the hero, Jack?
Yeah, he can. He'll be well prepared. The goalie coach, the set piece coach. But ultimately, the players and David have
동해 전속 선진인 결주.
PSG가 더 넘어. 전주. Thay bật thiên anh thấy có tia PSG anh. Tuy nhiên chân chừng rất mấy. Bật thiên thì nó còn đau. Chú có chân chân anh đâu mà. Ba nó chân chân em có chú này chỗ nào. Mình đang rất rồi để chỗ nào.
Hay cho để đồ. Cho để đồ. Hay hay tập làm thuốc. Hay gì em làm được.
Không có chỗ nào.
Em vào đó TV tôi chỉ là mà. Hay là block mất. Zunga so paso.
But you can tell almost on who's going to score in the body language on the walk-up. You think about a lot from the walk-up to the penalty spot, but you've got to block out any negativity, think about a positive moment, celebrate with your family at the end, and that creates positive energy, and hopefully you can finish the job.
Pepe there giving his support as well to David Raya. What do these players need from Mikel Arteta now in that huddle?
I think the positivity to be, an all-time great at the football club, to do something that no other group has been capable of doing in the past. He's showing that belief in confidence. Whatever happens, you go up there, we're 100% behind you. Embrace it.
You've managed a penalty shootout this season. Just tell me what your emotions as a manager are.
Yeah, you have to try and give the players composure, but that's very difficult. That's very difficult. This stage is the biggest stage in world football, and it all comes down to this. It all comes down to this. You have to try and remain calm. The players would have practiced. They'll have a process. Stick to that process, and yeah, try and be successful with it.
Time to decide who the winner is of this Champions League final between Arsenal and PSG. Let's get you back up to your commentary team to get this kicked off. Stevie, Ali and Darren.
Laura, thank you. So this is a big moment here, as Martin said, because the penalties, do they get taken in front of the PSG supporters or the Arsenal supporters? Let's try and listen in if we can. It's in the Paris Saint-Germain end. So now they'll toss again to see whether you go first or second. I presume you want to go first, Steve?
Of course you do, yeah. You want to put the pressure on the opponents.
Here's one for you. You think you should make it, when the toss goes up, you get one choice. Either the end or they take the first penalty.
He's won both of them.
That's what I'm saying.
Put it this way. If you think on Arteta right now, you completely agree with the point you've just made. You've got to block it out now, Steve. I mean, you've been in this position before Champions League final. You were going fifth against AC Milan with Shevchenko missing. You didn't have to do it, but
Delighted he missed that. I'll be honest with you, delighted, but you're ready in that moment, you're focused. I already knew where I was going to go. You don't change your mind, you try and get your technique right. There's going to be a hero, there's going to be a villain. Unfortunately, that's what penalties bring.
So English teams have won 3 and lost 1 of the penalty shootouts in this competition. Liverpool the first to do it back in 1984, the spaghetti legs of Brown against Roma. Safanov saved 4 against Flamengo, so he's good in situations like this. David Raya's had a wonderful season. Arsenal have had a penalty shootout this season. They beat Crystal Palace in a League Cup quarter-final 8-7. They scored all 8, so that bodes well. The 2 penalty shootouts that the Gunners have had in European finals were both defeats. 1980 against Mario Kempes in Valencia in the Confederates Cup, and 26 years ago in the UEFA Cup against Galatasaray. So first man up for Paris Saint-Germain is Gonzalo Ramos. So the referee, just to add to the tension, just wants a quick word with both goalkeepers. He's going to remind them here that they've got to have a foot over the line, over the goal line. They can't encroach, so he's just going to go through the rules before the poor old Gonzalo Ramos goal. He's going to stand there and think exactly what I was thinking about. I'm just wondering if he's thinking I've come up here too early at this moment in time. Well, he can't go back. I've got news for him. There's no going back now for any of them. So this is it. Is it going to be A repeat for Paris Saint-Germain, or an historic night for Arsenal in the Champions League. First up, Gonzalo Ramos against David. Excellent penalty, clinically taken in front of the Paris Saint-Germain supporters. Barely a flicker from Enrique. PSG lead 1-0.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Really confident. Goalie gets his one way. I'll tell you right now, even if he goes that other way, he's not getting anywhere near that.
No one's saying that. I always found going that way as a right foot is more difficult as well. Great penalty.
So Victor Gyökeres is next. Up against Safanov to level the shootout for Arsenal. Excellent, excellent. Really calm. Sets the ball rolling. It's always Graham Shaw to put the first one in the back of the net.
And I'm very pleased to have to tell you, because we did mention when he came on the ball wasn't sticking, but certainly full of confidence in that penalty. Goalie goes the same way.
Yeah, not an easy night for him either, mentally, you know, getting dropped. Havertz prepared for him, you know. Great mentality from the kid.
So next up, Desiree Doué, who turns 21 next week. He's got a big birthday coming up. He was the hero 12 months ago with 2 goals and an assist in the Champions League final for PSG against Inter Milan. And now he's up against David Raya. It's a very straight ball. Takes his time. Here he comes. And scores. 2-1 PSG.
It's amazing the confidence.
Look at his composure for his age on this stage. Wow.
All 3 penalties we've seen so far have been of a very, very high standard. So Eberechi Eze is next. There's nothing that the Arteta can do about it. All he can do is hold and pray. Pressure on Eze. 2-1 PSG. Similar style to do it. Stuck a step. It's a heartbreaking moment for Eze. It's a gut-wrenching moment for the Arsenal supporters. And Paris Saint-Germain have the advantage in the shootout.
I really don't like the stuttered run up. I really don't like it. I mean, if it hits the target, it's a goal, but you run the risk. Look at the agony there. Look at the agony there.
I just think, Ali, penalties are hard enough. The pressure, the stage, the magnitude, the size of the game. Why with all the nonsense? Put your foot through it. Back your technique.
So next up is Nuno Mendes. Luis Enrique down there talking. All he can do is hope and pray. All eyes on David Raya. Short run this time for Mendes. And that's going to make it a big battle. And it certainly makes those Arsenal supporters feel better.
Massive moment, it really is. He can't believe it. He's back across the goalkeeper and it's a good save. 2 hands to it.
I think it's a poor penalty. I think it puts it at a really nice height for the goalkeeper. Great save. Any penalty save wins.
So 2-1 Paris Saint-Germain, and you wouldn't want anybody else taking the responsibility at this stage in an Arsenal shirt to Declan Rice. Magnificent all season. And if he scores the penalty, then we're back level at 2-2. Rice versus Safanov. Cacophony of noise inside the arena. Here comes Declan Rice. And scores!
Very confident. Really is. Just side foots it down that bottom left hand side.
Big momentum shift. Big momentum shift. Big penalty, big player. Big performance tonight. Relief, delight, every possible emotion being felt inside the stadium right now. Next up for Paris Saint-Germain is Ashraf Hakimi. Delays to make it go with
He takes it well. I've just removed my right headphone and the noise in here is absolutely unbelievable.
That's how I like penalty taken though. Nice run up. Lovely technique, lovely sound. Take the net off. Big pen.
Celebration from Kvaratskhelia. Next up it's Gabriel Martinelli for Arsenal. Getting towards the stage now. There's one more to go for Paris Saint-Germain after this. 2 left for Arsenal. PSG 3-2 up. Oh, he does score. Completely scoring well. Top corner, smashed into the back of the net. Brilliant.
I'm guessing that would make your approval.
Yeah, best pen so far. Excellent penalty, wasn't it?
You don't say those out.
Well, brilliant pen. Look back across with pace, height, everything was good.
So Egypt is next. Lucas Beraldo only came on in 3 Champions League matches all season, didn't start a game, and he's got the all-important 5th penalty here for Paris Saint-Germain. Is this David Raya's moment? No, it's not.
Oh, you're right, he went very early, didn't he?
So 4-3 to Paris Saint-Germain. And the ball that Gabriel has just made from the centre circle to the penalty area must have felt like 15 miles. Gabriel has to score. If he fails to score, Paris Saint-Germain win the Champions League. The pressure of the entire Champions League season falls onto the shoulders of Arsenal's brilliant Brazilian defender. Gabriel versus Safanov. Has to go in. Hello, Gail.
복식은 뭐가 되고 내다잘 되고 다잘 되고 뭐고만은 빠졌고
fantastic. Marquinhos. It was close. He was showing centre back. I mean, it'll mean nothing to him, and that's momentum, but what a touch it was. That was absolutely heartbreaking. Arsenal, I thought, the game plan, lads, from start to finish, and to lose it in that manner, it's heartbreaking, it really is.
Steven Gerrard.
Well, look, this is what the game does. This is what the game does to teams, to individuals. It can take you to the clouds. You know, a week, 10 days ago, Arsenal were on the clouds. They win the Premier League. They've been fantastic. They get another opportunity to become immortal tonight. And I agree with Ali. They haven't done much wrong to a man across the board. They've been fantastic. But it's moments, and it's cruel moments normally at this stage of a game, that are heartbreaking for an individual, and Gabriel's going to have to carry this down.
We say congratulations to Luis Enrique and to the players of Paris Saint-Germain. And let's have a mention for Lucas Beraldo, who's hardly a regular penalty taker, but didn't he keep his cool in the most pressurised of situations? And it fell to Gabriel. History was beckoning for Arsenal. But he couldn't put the penalty in the back of the net, and he will, when he turns the light out tonight, the thoughts will just cascade around his mind. He's been magnificent all season, and you know the players on the staff are going to get around him and make sure he's okay. But that's absolutely heartbreaking for Gabriel and for Arsenal. Paris Saint-Germain are European champions, back to back. They're a great team, but they've had to work so hard tonight. It was 1-1 after 120 minutes, but Laura, Paris Saint-Germain have won the Champions League 4-3 on penalties.
I'll go for the Arsenal side of Mikel Arteta. They pushed it right down to the wire, and out of all the players, Gabriel has been a hero all season for this Arsenal side. Almost doesn't feel justice.
Laura is my favourite Arsenal player. I watch him all season. I take a lot of joy in what he does. He doesn't have to be ashamed of anything that he's done tonight. He has to go out there and take it. Okay, he missed it, but he was magnificent in the game. He's been a real leader for Arsenal. Eze as well. You know, actually, you just love watching. You see the scenes now. It's hard to take. It's hard to take. What their performance in their season they've had this season. Their only big defeat in the competition comes, you know, right at the end of it. Energy shootout, so it's got to. I mean, it was influential. You were taking those pens and that.
Jack, you just saw it hard. It's going to take Arsenal a while. Look, their season has been phenomenal. Remember that eventually, but this will take a while.
Yeah, it will take a while, but I'm pretty sure Laura, they're not going to take another 20 years to get to a final with this team with Mikel in charge. Yeah, it hurts right now. You can see the players will be devastated. But also you look at the history and what City had to do to win it. Sometimes you have to feel that. Yeah, tough to take. Penalties. I actually thought I fancied us from penalties. But yeah, tough one.
Owen Hargreaves alongside us as well. Owen, let's just try and put into words the achievement for PSG, back-to-back Champions League. It's only been done by one team before.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely remarkable. I mean, to be fair, he's the star of Luis Enrique. You know, Chawei, he's done from what was a bunch of superstars. He's turned them into a brilliant team. Look, today wasn't pretty. You know, they had to hang in there, obviously. It went to penalty. You feel for Gabriel. What a season he's had. He's been absolutely outstanding. Tyson was absolutely fabulous today, but penalties are hard. The biggest moments of my career I had 4. Champions League on penalties. With England, we got knocked out twice on penalties. You get the best and you get the worst of it, and it's tough. It's the hardest one you'll have as a player. But Jack made a great point. You got to come back stronger. They can be so proud also of the season they've had. They just missed that final step. And I thought it was a great game plan for Mikel Arteta, but he did a brilliant job of Kai Havertz was fabulous. They defended magnificent. But you know what? The margins are so fine, and penalties are brutal, and I think we saw that again tonight.
Right, a brutal way to lose the Champions League final. Arsenal led for 60 minutes, and I guess you have to give credit to PSG, not just for hanging in there for 60 minutes, but managing to equalise, see out extra time, and win on penalties. When, as you said, they've made so many substitutes, guys. They've taken so many of their probably first choice penalty takers off in that sense.
yeah, I mean, 4 defenders that were taking their penalties, PSG at the end of the game. I want to have a word at Mosquera, how well he played in the game, and again, probably the only mistake he made was for the penalty. Kvaratskhelia is the best player on the planet right now, and that was a makeshift central defender. So I feel for the fans here as well. They've been given great support throughout the season. Look, they should hold their heads up high, these players.
Martin Hincapie on the other side was the same. He was fabulous.
Absolutely fantastic.
Well, that's it. The teams that he picked were perfect for such a long time, Jack.
Yeah, and obviously we're talking about it. You know, of course, you want the goal as early as possible, but sometimes it comes a little bit early and then you're forced back a little bit. And we expected it to be that type of game anyway. And I thought Arsenal looked really comfortable in their moments, and then a little bit of play on the outside, and they're so sharp in them areas. You just you're a millisecond out, you give a penalty away, and they're back in the game. Yeah, it's a tough one to take.
But you know what a journey I think this team has taken the Arsenal fans on, from where they were to where they are now. One of the best teams in the Premier League, one of the best in Europe. You know, they're in a position now where they can strike. That was the opposite, the opposite.
Arsenal fansจะตอนทุจ่าว่าคนหนีแล้วมี
ลิ้นเตว่าเปียงปอยเตี๋ยชวนสิค่ะ
แล้วทันดูเต้เนี่ย
ลิ้นเตว่าเปียงปอยเตี๋ยชวนสิ
ทันชั้นเต้
ทันชั้นเสียมาเราทันชั้นยังไงอ๋อ
เคยเว้งไง
เสียมารำหุ่นนอดหวงเจระเซ็กซ์ช่วยตุ๊ป้าหวงเจระnày ta dùng khoan thì mấy
bye đứa này em
bye xiêm mà té tôi nghe đắng đắng chú bye là em còn khỏi
nắng mà cháy tu té khăn sấy về lá nắng mà cháy tu yêu quá trong sấy rồi đó
tao xịt phốt mà
lẹ tú nè anh này tú ba
cái chú sấy tú nè khăn in England kể cả Arsenal lệ PSG anh kể là van đối tác takin PSG Arsenal anh chắc lâu lắm anh cho anh không quan trọng anh cho anh PSG fan sân luôn làm ăn là tôi anh bạn thế
phải là thật đấy là
iso kan zoom te zoom tuna hian ekli kom ve thong ki ring
oh hey ring mai o
ki ring china
am block ang ro
ki lang vek long mo thatu
chuan hey thom no te po kan zuara
thom no te po kan zuar ta ka
arem chang em ấy
arem chang em thom no zuar ha
tin pui kan in hem sia thật nom
kan de business ma so ma photography
oi loken ko do abang ang chi no pang ha ka mi
moi sok thar he Chinese golf wall hey Chinese golf wall PSG champion pha te kha chon le nge chu ra
discount o man ko la hian no
99.9% discount
Arsenal fan stand zang na dom na ang ji kha
PSG champion ron ki ba ai
lại cái person này
and after we're gonna work again because we want to
khi Arsenal fans anh chắc lâu rồi chưa rồi luôn tani
đúng tất cả đó thì
rất thành đủ lệ này em này lệ xám là
tỏ đâu vậy
nó tiếng nghe
khỏi xa cái này
anh chấp ngay trên đây top nan
các đồng thôn trên hoa đi để chơi
ê tiến về không
chỉ tụi bay tăng đông rồi
Arsenal